Hello everybody, my name is Lily and welcome to today's video. If you're not been to my channel, which most of you probably are because this is a very small channel, I like yapping about things that I like. I have a lot of things I like, I have a lot of hobbies. You can at some point start categorizing them into general groups of things like crafting and fine arts and other stuff, technical stuff. But I have a lot of hobbies, and today I want to talk about one of those hobbies that I love, which is cooking and baking. I have an entire shelf dedicated to every single cookbook I own, and I took out all the books, and it was heavy, and it was not fun, but it was okay, because now I get to geek out and show you guys every single cookbook I own. My favorite cookbooks are specialty cookbooks for fandoms. I don't have a lot of them because they're expensive and hard to find, but I do have a couple that I'm really excited to show you. I don't even have to particularly like the fandom, I just love collecting the cookbooks that have to do with the fandom. My top cookbook is definitely the Stardew Valley cookbook. I desperately want it with all my heart and soul. It looks amazing. It was the Avatar cookbook. But I just love any fandom cookbook. But a lot of the cookbooks I have today to show you guys are just general cookbooks. A lot of baking especially. I have one specifically for pumpkin I'm really excited. But let's go get into it. And starting off with one from a recent video that you may or may not have seen, my Dollar Tree video, which is, I believe, this is 9 cookbooks, all very small, all from the Dollar Tree. And I like these a lot. They're just filled with very little stuff. But it's a lot of them, you know? This one's all about breakfast and brunch, and there's some nice stuff on here like zucchini fritters and crepes and maple butter and tapioca pudding. And I just really appreciate that these exist. I have a whole bunch of little ones. They're so easy to carry around. And anything that will get me closer to discovering a new recipe, I always want to take. That's what these are. And if you guys have not seen, I'll quickly go over them. I have breakfast and brunch, dips and spreads, saute and sizzle, boards and bites, cold and creamy, tortillas and pitas, pizza and pizzazz because I couldn't think of anything else to add to it, soups, stews, and bowls, and simple sweets, which is probably going to be my favorite. Ooh, chocolate fondue and rhubarb cheesecake. Oh, I love cooking, y'all. I don't even like to always eat it. Because of my autism, I have a lot of texture issues when it comes to food, but I just love making the food. I love having someone else enjoy it. That's what I love about cooking. I love how creative it is. I'm definitely a measure with your heart kind of person instead of measure with the measuring things, which is not always the best for baking, but it always turns out good anyway. Next up is, you're gonna see a lot of cookie books, crazy about cookies. Basically all of my cookbooks I find either, apparently at the Dollar Tree now, but most I find at Goodwill. I don't buy a lot of cookbooks from actual stores. I like Goodwill. Helps you find the newest and goodest cookbooks. There are a couple here which I have just bought just because they were really cheap, like a Barnes & Noble's, or because it was like a special occasion. So that's my pumpkin cookbook, but a lot of these were thrifted. And this one actually has some water damage. I don't know how many books have this water damage, but some of them do. It happens sometimes. I might have gotten hurt and transfer, but it's okay because we love it anyway. And this one really does go into, this one particular is mostly about the basics and the actual idea behind baking cookies and like troubleshooting ideas and using inspiration. They actually get into the cookies very late. This is all preamble and this is the actual recipes. But I love it, honestly. Ooh, like the cinnamon swirl cookies. I want to make that now. Oh my goodness. I'm really glad I brought these books out because I plan to add all the different recipes, if I haven't already, to my cooking bucket list on my life planner. If you guys don't know what my life planner is, check out my first video. It's where I keep track of everything I want to do in life, and it's such a big list, and I love it though. And I've not updated my public life planner, which lets you guys, I'm gonna be changing it a little bit, I think, but it's gonna let you guys see what days I do certain things. But I'm gonna update that when I get to 100 subscribers, so stay tuned for that. I have a unofficial Hogwarts cookbook for kids. I don't even like Hogwarts that much, or like Harry Potter, but I mean they must have some pretty interesting stuff. There's a whole lot about drinks, sticky toffee pudding, and acid lollipops. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's just meant to be really sour lollipops, but I would not know. I've never tried that, but there's so many good things here. Cauldron cakes, which to me just looks like, oh god, I forget the name of it. Chocolate lava cake. But cookbooks like this I love. Anything themed, because it always has the most creative stuff. I can get a bajillion cookbooks, so half of them have the exact same stuff. But I have a friend's cookbook. That's gonna have some pretty interesting stuff. It's Hogwarts cookbook. I love stuff with unique cooking recipes I would never thought of. Themed. It's themed recipes. This is the Super Easy Teen Baking Cookbook. a lot of basic stuff like this is what I don't need to get into, as much of empanadas and garlic herb flatbread. So it's interesting stuff, but pretty basic. This is actually a pretty fun one, the Cake Doctor. This is how you take a whole bunch of, I believe, is it Betty Crocker? One of like the type of cake mixes. Let me find it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let me find one of the recipes so I can show you guys. This one, like deeply chocolate almond cake with chocolate cream cheese frosting. All of these recipes take plain like food cake mix. This one requires one package, 18.25 ounces of plain devil's food cake. And I love how creative this is. This is also clearly a pretty old book. I don't know when it came out. Or at the very least, it's meant to look old. It might not actually be old. I've never actually checked that information. But it's meant to be taking very basic cake mixes and turning them into something good. Like there's a deeply chocolate almond cake I just went over. There's a Mississippi mud cake, which are like little brownies, and grandma's coconut icebox cake. Just all around really interesting stuff that I appreciate. This next one is the Bartender's Black Book, which features over 75 new recipes, totaling 2,600. I can't drink, and I have no intentions of drinking, but I like the idea. And with that being said, I'm also going to show you guys this Cocktails Galore. It's the exact same thing, but pretty pictures. I like pretty pictures, and I just like the idea of it. I eventually would like to try my hand at bartending once I'm of age. I'm underage right now, so I'm not gonna. That's bad, guys. Don't do anything underage. You're not supposed to. But I do love how unique it is. Next up is the complete cookbooks for young chefs. I have a lot of young stuff, not because I'm a child who can't cook properly, but because of my dietary issues. If I am looking for new recipes, I do have to go for more basic stuff, simply because simple recipes are more likely to make me not want to throw up. Too many textures will cause problems for me. So that's what this does. And it's also just a fun book. I like colorful things with lots of pictures. I am a child in that way. I like monkey bread. I want to make monkey bread. I've never made monkey bread. I've heard it's good though. This next one, I believe I ended up as one of the special books where I just buy it because it's just like, ooh, I just kind of have to have it. It's the Sriracha cookbook. It teaches you how to make sriracha everything. I've never even had sriracha. You're gonna hear that a lot out of me. I've never had blank, but man, I just want it. I know how to make. I can make homemade sriracha, and sriracha mayo, and sriracha ketchup, and sriracha pesto, even sriracha cream cheese, which sounds horrible, or sriracha dressing, which is not fun, in my opinion. But I just love specialty cookbooks so much. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I love geeking out over this sort of thing. Cooking anime. All meant to be books from different animes. They have My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Z, Kiki's Delivery Service, and of course, Food Wars, which I love Food Wars. I've not watched it in a hot minute. Probably been a couple years, but I don't care. I love Food Wars anyway. I think it's a great anime, and I love all of the cooking, and it makes me so hungry. And just looking at this makes me hungry. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I need to stop saying oh my goodness so much. It's gonna get tired. Like pampered udon they have, and tofu steak, and Skytree pork bowl. This is from something that's from Silver Spoon. I've never heard of that anime, but it sounds like a good anime. Or they have something from Boruto, miso chasu ramen. Ooh, see, that looks so good. I love all the drawings. This one just feels so nice to me. I got this one at Five Below, I believe. Love that. This next one I just kind of found one day. It's 5-ingredient Mediterranean. I don't exactly understand what Mediterranean food is. I don't understand it really, but I like it though. And you can see a lot of these saved ones also were not me. Once again, I just kind of found this cookbook at my job. It had been in our closet for over a year, and no one had come to claim it from like our lost and found. They were finally just like, okay, we're gonna clear the lost and found. You can have it if you want. I was like, yay! So that's that. But it has some pretty interesting stuff. This is not really anything I'd ever eat. Even like the simpler stuff like crispy paprika chicken. I don't really like real chicken. I only eat processed chicken. Once again, texture issues. But think it's interesting, and I love learning about other cultures, and cooking is one of the easiest ways to learn about other cultures, in my opinion. The person's food will tell you a lot about them. This is the Snack Bar Gourmet. This is just a whole bunch of little snacks you can make, like hazelnut mocha paradise or chocolate raisin super crunch. Pretty simple. It's good if you're on the go. It's good for like a party, I would guess. So you can make a whole bunch. You can make a snack bar. That's why it's called that. So next up is the Complete Air Fryer Cookbook. I do in fact have an air fryer, and I love it with all my heart, and this will help out a lot with that. And you make all sorts of stuff. Honestly, air fryers are just really convenient. I like them a lot for making stuff like potatoes. That's what I mainly use mine for, is strictly potatoes. But I know you can cook other things in there. This next one, this one's not really a cookbook. It's the Cook's Problem Solver. But I keep it with my cookbooks because it's exactly what it sounds like. It helps you solve problems if you're looking for a specific issue. For example, storing fat. I'm gonna read this to you guys. For butter, margarine, and lard, store these in the refrigerator if you don't plan to use them within a week or two, or freeze them in their original containers. Then cooking oil, store in a cool, dry cabinet if you plan to use the oil within a month. However, if the area is warm, the oil may become rancid. For safer stored, refrigerate oil. It becomes thick and cloudy when you refrigerate it, but will turn to its normal consistency if left at room temperature for about half an hour. And that's just interesting. If you need help with something, you can look on the book. Obviously, you can also use Google, but I like having these on hand. I think they're fun. I think cookbooks have great utility, and I do actually keep track of recipes that I don't have in cookbook form, which I'll show you guys later. This one is the What to Eat 1 cookbook. I got this from Half Price Books. If you guys can't tell, it was $8. And it's all about healthy eating, pretty basic stuff I've never heard of. Like, what is that? I don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm almost afraid to in case I accidentally offend somebody. Oh, it's some sort of Hispanic dish? Yakamanash? I really hope I said that right. If you guys know what that is, let me know. I've never heard of that a day in my life. But it looks good. It's lime, cilantro, jalapeno chili, kosher salt, and... oh. The J word, I don't know what that is. Yakima? It must be some sort of plant, I want to say. Maybe it's some sort of plant. It looks like some sort of salad, which is interesting. Huh. Next up, we're going to go over here to one of the cookbooks you guys can't see, and that is the Healthy Home Cooking Made Simple. Once again, a lot more healthy home cooking. Ooh, parchment baked cod. Basic stuff. Next up, one of my favorite cookbooks, simply because it is a specialty cookbook, the Friends official cookbook. I've never watched Friends, but I used to have friends who were really into it. It's pretty fun. For example, they have The Opposite of Man, a blackberry mint jam, and pickled red onion and crispy shallots. I think it's just a lot of fun. They have stuff where the episode's from, like this one, Marcel's Nutty Chocolatey Cakey French Toast Thing, stuff French toast, from season 1, episode 10, the one with the monkey. I think it's just really awesome. Once again, specialty cookbooks are the best cookbooks. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's gonna get annoying, but I can't help it. I think it's just so cool to see stuff meant to be reminiscent of a fandom. Next up is the 100 Best Casseroles and Stews. I've never had a casserole, and I don't eat stew that often. I guess what would count as my favorite recipe that I eat almost every day, which is rice and beans. It's kind of a little bit more soupy, the way I like it. But I like the idea behind a stew, in all honesty. Something warm and loving, even if I've never really had one. That's why I have this. And it's just fun. A lot of it's chicken. A lot of chicken, actually. There's duck stew and monkfish ragu and seafood casserole. That's that, but this stuff looks good. I love cookbooks to look at the pictures. I love looking at all the different recipes. This next one is probably my second favorite cookbook. My first favorite cookbook is in fact coming up. I forgot I had that, and I love it with all my heart now that I remember I have it. This is Pumpkin It Up. It is pumpkin-based recipes because I love pumpkin. My senior year of high school, we made little mini pumpkin donut holes, and I fell in love with pumpkin. I've loved it ever since. Of course, most like pumpkin seeds when it's October. It's always been a thing, you know. If you guys don't ever do this with your pumpkins, you should. When you guys get all the guts out, take all the little seeds and bake them on a pan and salt them. They're really good. Yes, I love pumpkin. I don't know what else I can say. Like baby breakfast pumpkins. It's just a big old pumpkin carved out with an egg in it and other stuff, I would assume. or pumpkin crepes. Oh, it sounds so good. I love pumpkin so much. I got this from a farm because I live in the city of my state, but there's a whole bunch of farm around it, and we go, I think it's down, I think it's south, yeah, we go south for different events during the summer, and I got this at one of those events. I think it was some sort of festival. Love it though. This one just says party. It's just party foods. It's fun. There's writing in it. I think whoever got this had it signed by somebody, but I found this in a Goodwill. The Clean Chicken Wings. It's just a party book. Next up, we are going to talk about the book of all cookbooks, the most beautiful thing to ever exist, and I love it with all of my heart and soul. The unofficial Zelda cookbook. I love this. I love it so much. It is beautiful in every way. I think it's meant to be representative of, by the looks of things, the most recent games, minus the most recent one, that being Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Sadly, it's not based off earlier ones, otherwise I'd be even more of a fan. But it takes you through a whole bunch of the ones from it. You can see the honey candies, the meat pie from Great Ton Puin, the souffle omelet. Souffle omelets come out a lot in these cookbooks. You can get Dimitri's Egg Tart, Noble Pursuit, even Monster Soup. And of course the pictures are just amazing as well, even better than before. Let me see if I can find a really good one to show you guys. Oh, seafood paella. Oh my. Glazed seafood. Specifically, I want to see if I can find the monster. Oh, Noble Pursuit. I'll show you that. See, look at that. That is some beautiful photography right there, honestly. On the back, they have... Look at them. Who cosplayed for this? And I love that. There's just so many amazing recipes in here. Even Monster Cake, which sadly does not have a picture. Oh, wait, no, yes, it does! Monster Cake! I'm the biggest Zelda fan. I plan to make a Why Attack on Titan is the greatest anime of all time video soon. I need to do one about why Zelda is the greatest video game franchise of all time. I just have to. I love Zelda so much. I know for a fact I've brought up all the different posters in my room before. You can see Attack on Titan and Zelda right here, but beyond that, there is Zelda everywhere else. It's mostly 99% Zelda. A couple more Attack on Titan, but mostly Zelda. Zelda, 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 Zelda. I just love it so much. Next up is Disney Eats. Disney-based recipes. It's not one of the unofficial Disney Park book recipes, which I have looked at before, but I don't own. Baymax Cocoa. I do want to make that. I think it'd be fun. These are just inspired recipes. Or Mama Coco's empanadas. I'm not gonna get into that, y'all. I hate cocoa so much. I hate cocoa. The Book of Life is so much better. I do not like cocoa. But I'm sure their empanadas are great. Next one is another cookie book. It's the ultimate cookie book. Yeah, it's a lot of cookies. Like 500 recipes of just cookies. Oh, wow. That's a lot of recipes. Look at those pictures, y'all. Ah. A good cookbook always had pictures. You cannot change my mind. You need pictures in order to visualize what you're making. That's how I feel about that. Next one I got from Barnes & Noble's, which is a copycat restaurant favorites. My favorite recipe to make, other than rice and beans, is Copycat Medieval Times herb roasted potatoes. Super good stuff. I'll make a video one day on how I make that. It's cut a potato in half. Obviously, wash it first, score it. Half a cup of butter, melt it, pour in salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, and some, I believe, rosemary. Mix it all up, pour it over the potatoes, lift up the potatoes, make sure it gets all under it. 450, 30 minutes. It's great. With this berry-topped coffee cake from Starbucks. And let's find another good one. Tex-Mex quiche from Coco's. I've never heard of that restaurant, but it looks like a good recipe. Next up is the International Cookie Cookbook. I love this one. It's a little bit different from my other cookie ones because it's specifically about other countries non-US based, like samples from France or Viennese stamped butter cookies from Austria with an official name that I will not even attempt to do because that is horrible. And I will butcher that and someone will get mad. I don't think we're on the same page. No, I am. Let's see here. You guys can... It's kind of hard to see, but that's what it is right there. Once again, I believe cooking is the best way to discover another culture. Next up is another cookbook for kids. I'm not going to go to this one too hard. Pretty simple stuff, like crusty mac and cheese, which I'll be honest sounds really horrible. I would never want a crusty mac and cheese. I always want creamy. But s'mores cupcakes, that sounds good. I think I have made s'mores cupcakes before. Or at the very least with like marshmallows on top. Was pretty good. Next up is Ultimate 4 Ingredient Recipes. I found it at Goodwill. It has some stuff. It's not that interesting, honestly. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I have any other real cookbooks before I show you guys these. I do, 3 more. Hard Times Cookbook from the 70s. A whole bunch of entertaining stuff. Kind of shows you how they did things back then. Like Grandma's Rosy Meatballs and 3 Generation Patties. And I'm assuming this is meant to mimic what they actually made back then during the 50s. I don't know if it does, but I think it's at least interesting. Or like Ethel's Mock Pound Cake with 1 package of yellow cake mix, 2 layers, 2 large eggs or 3 small, 1 stick of melted butter, 1 to 1/3 cups of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I think it's just fun. Finding different ways to make things you already know is interesting. This next one is one of my very first cookbooks, which is The Art of Eating Through the Zombie Apocalypse. And it really, it's into it. Make these holy artichokes. And it really does teach you how to make these things like you are in the zombie apocalypse. It even goes over long-term solutions for things, which I think is super fun. Let me find an interesting one. Like Prepper's Pizza, which will feed 2 hungry survivors or 4 regular Joes. It requires 2 small mixing bowls, 1 large mixing bowl, 1 kitchen towel or other clean fabric, 1 Dutch oven, large baking sheet or pizza stone, and 1 rolling pin. And the heat source can be indirect Dutch oven or other oven hack, see page 44. It will take a little over 2 hours, and you need 1 package of active dry yeast, 1 cup with 2 tablespoons of warm water divided, 3 cups of all-purpose bread flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil plus more, and cornmeal for dusting. And for toppings, you can use dried mushrooms, powdered fresh cheese, 1 teaspoon of oregano, red chili flakes, and olive oil. That one's a little bit less in it. This one's more just an actual cooking recipe, but there is one on here where it's basically completely for fun. Look at this. Fermented pickled cucumbers. You can learn how to pickle things. This is, if you're ever going to buy a cookbook, this is such a fun one to buy. It is such a good read as well in general. Weird zombie survival guides, I think, are just so much fun. The next one is The Fighter's Kitchen. It's recipes to do for muscle building and fat burning if you're really in MMA, which I am, but I have not done MMA in so long. They have a whole bunch of good stuff though, like this. This looks delicious. And finally, I'm going to talk about these 4 actually notebooks right here. Obviously, I cannot keep an infinite amount of notebooks. I wish I could. I would be so happy if I could, but I can't. So what I do is I write down recipes I find. I've gone to my local library. I've taken out every single interesting cookbook there, which there's a lot, and they turn into these 4 notebooks you see before you. And I even have the book it's from. Like this one, it is Churros from the Unofficial Disney Parks Cookbook. I have all the information I need for any of this. Or from the Minecraft Official Cookbook, I have Redstone Dust Rub. And if you guys cannot buy cookbooks and keep them, but you guys want to have a lot of good recipes on hand, go to your local library and fill up some notebooks. It's good for saving space, and you will have so much fun. This one right here, this is just a copy of a book. This one is entirely dedicated to healthy treats and super snacks for kids. Recipes copied. All the different ones from that book in here. It's painstaking, but it is so worth it because this means I can keep a couple more cookbooks in my heart, even if I can't physically own them myself. And there's just so many amazing cookbooks, and I am so glad I did this. And that's my advice to you guys if you guys can't keep cookbooks, because it is so much fun to collect, but it is even more fun to save and not be broke, because over-consumerism is not fun, and you should always go to your local library. I love my local library. I have almost 100 books taken out right now for my summer reading challenge that I do every year, where I read at least 100 books. They should make for 200. We'll see how it goes. And that's gonna be all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys love cookbooks as much as I do, and I hope I inspired you guys to go off and make something amazing, because cooking is one of the best things ever. It is so much fun. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!